Hi, NFT trading is rising. This is the search term NFT in Google Trends. We have our little booms and busts, but over the long term, it's rising. And the platform that seems to be making the race, that seems to be the biggest in NFT trading, is OpenSea. So OpenSea is profiting from this overall positive momentum for NFT trading. Now, the problem with NFT trading versus, for example, altcoin trading is it's pretty overwhelming, right? It's pretty hard to figure out what should I buy, what might increase in value, what might be completely worthless. There are a few charts over here, but in general, the ticket price usually is not too low. You're unlikely to make a lot of money with this if you're not spending at least half an ETH or an entire ETH on one NFT. So there's capital required. Of course, you could move to other chains, right? You could use the Polygon exchange, but the trading volume is only 1/100th of what the trading volume for the Ethereum blockchain is. So really, if you want to go into NFT trading, you need to have a bit of capital. And when there is the potential to lose everything because you just chose the wrong item out of those 18 million listed items, then that's obviously quite scary, right? So most people, they simply stick with Bitcoin, Ethereum, or with altcoin trading. This is much more approachable, right? Simply buy a certain coin, look at the charts, and then you get a rough idea of where the risks are, of what the potential rewards are. Now, I am not an active NFT trader myself, but I'm very interested in this market, and that's because there is now a lot of data around NFTs. And so I'm not looking at this in the kind of artist connoisseur kind of way. Like, what kind of picture do I like? And do I want this in my collection? I'm really looking at this completely opportunistically, checking out what is the data, what is the price development, what are the price floors for certain collections, for certain artists? Is there some kind of momentum that we can pick up and that we can profit from? Are there some deals? And I personally think whenever you have a market that is relatively new, that is growing and relatively new, there tends to be a lot of inefficiencies. So the more new money comes into a market, the more it usually pays off to be skilled in this, right? I don't share this a lot, but I made my very first money with online poker. And in the very early days of online poker, the skill of an average player on the online poker table was really, really low. So you only needed to know the basics in order to make a lot of money. And then with time, the bad players, they lost their money. The good players, they stayed. And so over time, the games became tougher, so to speak. So it was harder to make the same amount of winnings, to make the same amount of win rate. And so over times, the games, they dried up. The poker hype ended. It became less popular. And the skilled people, they also made less money. But it does make sense to be very early on the wave. So when you started playing online poker at the very early days, you made way more. And with each year, you earned less money from it. And so that's how I currently see NFTs. We are still very early. It's a growing trend and there's real skill to be applied here. So what we're going to look at is a website called Dune Analytics. The link is dune.xyz. It's a completely free website. There are many websites with data on NFTs, but I really like this one because it's pretty extensive. It's completely crowdsourced. It's completely free. And so people can simply create dashboards and source the data on the blockchain and make nice, interesting graphs and nice, interesting statistics around how different NFT collections develop or what successful traders are buying and selling. So here we've got an overview of those dashboards, right? The NFT project dashboard, OpenSea, interactive NFT floor tracker. And we're going to look at a few of those and I will show you how to extract interesting information here. So as said, I'm not yet an active NFT trader. I don't yet have a track record of beating the market, but you'll probably see me doing more videos around this simply because I find this market really, really interesting. So here's one dashboard called All About NFTs. And we can see there's quite a bit of volume here, right? And this, for example, are the NFTs ranked by trading volume, so the projects, right? So you probably have heard of CryptoPunks. It also gives us here the floor price and the median sale. So how much does one of those NFTs cost? So right, 5 ETH as a median sale for loot, for example. That's quite a commitment for a single bet, right? But you don't have to go this way. You can simply choose. But if you go too low, note that the gas fees on the Ethereum network, they are pretty high. You pay around 100 US dollars, something like this, to buy or to sell an NFT. So just keep this in mind. The higher your ticket price, the less your transaction fee. So you can simply search for this, simply search for loot OpenSea, and here we've got our NFTs with the price. I'm not promoting those at all, right? This is simply an example over here. It's just interesting what kind of data we can get out of this website. Here we also get the trending projects, art blocks, crypto toads, Bored Ape Yacht Club. So this is pretty interesting, right? You also get the number of owners. So how tight is that market? Because you probably don't want to get into a collection maybe with, 140 owners. That's potentially relatively dangerous, but it might also be an opportunity. So it's simply to get a first idea. Now here's another interesting dashboard, the OpenSea Top Traders dashboard. So here you can see what collections are being traded by the top traders. We got art blocks, Bored Ape, the average price, the average buys, and here we can see the traders themselves. And you can simply open this up and then see what they are actually owning. So that's interesting, right? You can follow the people that do make money and then try to imitate them. So this could be one approach. One way also to do this is, for example, when looking at a large crypto collection, say at the Bored Ape Yacht Club, what we can do here is, for example, when we look at transactions for something, this is, by the way, wrapped Ethereum, so that lowers the transaction price a little bit, and it also allows for auction functionality. You can't do this with regular Ethereum. We can look at what person actually bought this in the early days, and then look at that person, what they are owning now or what they are recently buying. So let's look here, for example, at Hamer, who bought this for 2 Ethereum and then sold it to this person for almost 6 Ethereum. Let's just look at this. And here we can see what kind of items that person is owning. And we can sort them by recently received. So this is what Hamer, who made a quiet profitable trade, has now recently received. So you might want to look at things like trushed styles. Again, I'm not endorsing any of this, right? But this is simply an idea of how to spot certain projects, of how to be early in the market. So this Hamer guy got this 11 days ago. And yeah, then we can look here at the overall collection and we get all those NFTs. And what you can then do, for example, is also sort this, and we already have this, from low to high, and look at the NFTs that are relatively low. Because there's different strategies, right? You could buy the cheapest NFT, you could buy something that you simply like, you could buy something that is relatively expensive and get the one with the most action. Now these prices seem pretty ridiculous if you ask me. But yeah, I'm just a beginner. If you guys have very interesting NFT content that describe interesting trading strategies, feel free to comment this down below as well. I'm really interested to learn more about this. Now, so we've got the traders over here. We've got the trending projects. But here we've also got something very interesting where we can analyze the trend of a certain collection, right? So the way NFTs work is they are grouped in collections. So in this case, we've got 2K items by 881 owners. The lowest NFT costs 0.065 Ethereum. So we've got these collections. And obviously you want to buy into a collection that's got positive momentum, right? Not something that's potentially dying where you've got a hard time selling it. Because as said, I personally look at this completely opportunistically. I'm not really interested in the art itself. I'm interested in making a profit. So what we can do is to figure out how is this collection, this Truche, this Trushed Styles collection doing. We can click into one of those. And then we go to details and we look at the contract address. Now then you've got the contract address over here. You copy this up to the X so you don't include the 0. And then here in this NFT project dashboard on Dune Analytics, we simply copy this contract address in here and apply this. And now Dune Analytics will give us a lot of interesting data. So this first needs to be queried a bit. It's queuing now, can take a bit of time. And so here we've got the data, 881 unique holders. The same what we got here on the OpenSea website. So that's good. And now we can look at the historical price development. And yeah, this is super interesting, right? It looks at how is this developing over time, and this does not look too positive. So I don't know why this successful trader is actually buying this 10 days ago. Maybe it had to do with the specific NFT, but the overall collection, it seems to go pretty much sideways. Here we've got the daily sales volume, which is dying, the number of active holders, and here, very interesting, the floor price, which gives an idea, right? If you buy the cheapest one, how might this develop over time? And here, what's also interesting is the liquidity. So in one day, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sales. So obviously entering and exiting those NFTs, it's not as straightforward as buying and selling altcoins. When you own an NFT on OpenSea, people can make offers for your NFT. You then get an email and you can accept this or decline this. So this is obviously not a thing where you just hold your NFT for a few minutes or a few hours, what you might do with altcoins more often. Here we can also see the largest owners, a lot of data, very, very interesting. We can see also the distribution of owners. There's basically 3 people that own more than half. And we can even see some kind of relationship, right? Like what other projects are the people that buy into this project? What kind of other collections are they holding? And you can simply click on this, right? Pudgy penguins. That's now the dashboard for the pudgy penguins. And the price development looks a little bit nicer. So this gives some kind of transparency into this whole game, right? You can look into successful traders, you can look into upcoming collections, you can see price development curves, you can see how it's distributed among the people, how much trading activity there is, what kind of floor price the collection has. So I think using this data is a very good first step to get a handle at this whole topic, to almost do this similar to altcoin trading. You get real graphs, you get real price developments, you can really analyze what's going on. You can see how the supply develops. So this is also interesting, right? Project minting process, how many new NFTs are issued. If this is going up a lot, that's probably comparable to the inflation that we've got with altcoins, right? With Bitcoin, we've got around 4% inflation per year. So there's 4% of new Bitcoin hitting the market every year. This is the chart that shows us the supply of the NFT within that collection. Yeah, so just have a look at this, the June Analytics website. You can look at NFT floors of any collection. You can simply browse different collections. This is now the floor for different NFT projects. So Cool Cats looks quite interesting. It was around 1 ETH in the early days. Now the floor is around 8 ETH. So positive momentum. So yeah, in upcoming videos, I will look at specific NFT collections, give my own opinion, and basically bring you along the ride of trading NFTs. If you enjoyed this video, please give this a thumbs up. YouTube will then help to grow the channel. And if you haven't yet, feel free to subscribe as well. I publish videos regularly. Last but not least, we've got a Telegram channel, the Bitcoin Strategy channel. You can find us either by clicking the link in the video description or simply by searching for Bitcoin Strategy channel within the Telegram app. We are around 700 people now. Would be great to see you there as well. See you next time. Bye bye.